He said, everyone leave.
That was nice. I would have probably phrased it differently. So what did you do, Mr. Green?
I left.
Well, how did you come in contact with Mr. Foster's car?
After I had walked up the street, he come following me up the street. Me and him got into a fight.
How did you get into a fight? Explain that.
He got out of his car. He started running his mouth. Me and him got into a fight, started walking across the street. Then he got back into his car, come across the street, tried to run me over. I had to jump out of the way, and I threw a rock at his back window and busted his window out.
Why did you throw a rock at his back window?
It's an ongoing thing with him. It's, you know, he's been stalking us.
I'm asking you, what did the rock have to do with this altercation that you had?
He tried to run me over. He tried to kill me.
Go ahead, Mr. Foster.
What he said was correct to a point. Yes, we did get into a fight, and I got out of my car to run my mouth because he kicked us out of my car. His friends came over and separated us.
Where were your friends? What are all these people doing at 5 o'clock in the morning?
He woke
They're
him
not
up.
my friends.
We woke him up arguing, and they were right across the street.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
I'm 25.
It's not even the youth of America. Yes, go ahead. So,
Well, when you stand in the middle of the street as I'm trying to leave, yes, I guess you could say I tried to hit him.
with your car?
Well, yeah, if I'm driving in the middle of the street, he's in the middle of the street, then yes, I guess you could say I tried to hit him.
Yeah, go ahead.
He came after me as I pulled over. He came with a pipe of some sort, smashed the side of my car in the driver's door, then the back door, then smashed out the back window.
Does that sound right, Mr. Green?
No.
Well, how did all the windows get broken on his car?
I don't know how all the windows got broken. I know I busted the back window out. I didn't bust any of the other windows out.
Can I see pictures of the car, please?
The other windows were not busted out. It's the side, or the top of my car, on the side of my car, that was damaged with a pipe.
What kind of car do you have?
Grand Prix.
Ooh, no, that's a pipe, Mr. Green. That's not a rock, sir. That's pipe. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a roofing supervisor.
A what?
Roofing supervisor.
If I were spend my days up on the top of a roof, I don't think I would get as sauced as you do, sir.
I take off when I want.
That's responsible.
I pick my days.
Can I see the estimates on your car, please? Either one of you treated at any hospital or by any doctor on the night of the 8th or the 9th of September?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Treated by a doctor or a hospital?
No, I was not.
Okay, so we're not talking about any injuries to you. We're talking about two people who had been drinking a lot, right? Let me ask you a question. Did you have a fight with your ex-girlfriend that evening?
No.
Did you ask her whether or not she'd called him to come over?
Yes, I did.
And what did she say?
She said no.
But you see, that's a lie, because she let him in the house.
You know, when somebody stalks you so much, then you can only do so much.
Listen to me. If somebody's stalking, uncross your hands. If somebody's stalking you, you don't resolve his stalking by calling him at 4 o'clock in the morning to come over to the house. And you don't let him in the house, sir.
Yeah, well, he's coming to my house 2:30 in the morning.
I don't care about your house. I'm talking about the girlfriend's house, sir.
I'm not worried about that anymore.
Listen, when you drink, you have to pay the piper. I don't think your girlfriend was honest with you, sir, with regard to what happened that evening. Maybe she was a little drunk, too, which is why she called Mr. Foster over. Certainly her father got fed up with all of you, told you all to leave. If he was afraid for his daughter's life, he would have taken her into the house and said, you guys get out of here because you're placing my entire family at risk. So I think that's something you really have to look into. And maybe if you had a clear head, Mr. Green, and weren't so infused with alcohol, you could look at the situation a little more clearly. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,941. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 574 on the calendar in the matter of Godinez versus Pena. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Ms. Godinez, according to your complaint, you had a car, an old Cadillac, and you wanted to have it refurbished. You brought it to the defendant, came up with a price. 8 months later, he returned the car. He hadn't fixed it. You say it was severely damaged while in his care. You want him to pay all the money that it cost you to fix the car.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of a mechanic do you leave a car with for 8 months?
I had contacted him on numerous occasions, and he was always very irate or would hang up on me. Or
So you go get your car.
I didn't feel comfortable until I had someone to go with me to go get my car.
That took 8 months?
No, it only took about 5 months.
I mean, I've had cars all my life. I bring it to a mechanic. They don't have it fixed in 10 days, 2 weeks. I go and I get it. So there has to be something more to the story. Sir, is there something wrong with you? Stand still!
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. I'm a very nervous person, and I have a nervous tic. I'm sorry. I have a therapist. and I'll show you my thing. I have on medication, so I have.
That wasn't a nervous tick. That was, look, you're getting yelled at.
No. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
apologize.
that's exactly what it was. Don't give me nervous tick.
All right, it was worth a try. Sorry, ma'am. I apologize.
That's better. How did you know him?
We dated from 1993 to 1995.
And did you remain friends with him until after 1995?
Yes, ma'am. When we saw each other, we were
All right.
friends
And what
with each other.
financial arrangement did you make with him with regard to fixing this car?
We finally came to the agreement I would pay him $200 now, and then when I sold the car, I would pay him the rest of the money that would cost to repair the car. He never called me to tell me what he was going to do to the car, what he found on the car, or what he repaired on the car.
Do you have a picture of the car before?
Not before. I didn't know he was going to do that much damage to the
Well,
car.
I don't know how much damage he
And
did.
I
Let me
actually
see
have
the-
a lot of the photos here if you'd like to see of what the car looked like when I came back. And I actually had to have the car towed to another automotive shop. And this is the owner of that automotive shop. He saw the damages to the car. And
Well, he doesn't know when the damage has happened. That's the problem.
But I took my car to his shop from 93 to 98, and he knows how I always brought it to him.
Where did you keep this car, sir?
It was at my property. I had my business.
What kind of business?
A paint and body shop.
Well, who was using this car to nap in?
No, actually, it was sitting in the back of my shop, and this is the second time I'd worked on a car. The first time, she had hit a person in the front, and she brought it over, and she's like, well, as soon as I saw that, you know, if I knew Frankie's going to fix it for free. And I was like, and it's like, all right, I'll fix it. You know, hopefully she'll never come back again. I never charged her. I just, you know.
Why didn't you return this car to her, sir, after a month, and when you saw that it was...
Because she wanted me to fix her car for free, and I said, just come and pick up her vehicle. I said, just get it and get it out of here.
Listen to me carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
You are not receiving me, sir.
Okay, I'm going to listen.
Why didn't you call her? You take a look at the car. You say, I can't fix this car for a couple of $100. Come and get your car. Why didn't you do that?
That's what I did, ma'am.
You did?
Yes,
you called
ma'am.
her and said, come and get
Yes,
your car?
I said.
Your Honor,
When?
he never called
Shh.
me.
When?
It was like maybe a week when I looked at it, diagnosed it, figured out what was the problem, because it was not just one problem. It was the air conditioning compressor. Then
No, try looking at me, Mr. Pena.
well, actually, I was
Try looking at me.
okay. I was just
Not the sky, me.
okay.
When did you call her and tell her to come and get the car?
That would be May 7th, 2000. 1 week after she brought the vehicle in, and I
Oh,
said,
you're so full of baloney.
I'm just-
Wait. Now, May 7th. What time?
Wait.
Just what time of the day on May 7th?
probably in the evening, because that's what
Probably
I
in the
do.
evening. Was it between 6 and 8 in the evening?
I would say 6 to 8 because that's when I usually do my business.
Do you love this?
He's smooth, very smooth.
You think so?
I'm not trying to be any smooth or anything like that, ma'am.
I didn't
I would
drop-
take a polygraph test too, ma'am, and I would do it as God's my savior. I did not do anything like that. And I, know
didn't
it's
ask you whether you did anything
inadmissible.
like that, sir. I asked you when you called her.
I just told
to come
you.
and get the car.
I
May
told you.
7th, year 2000, between 6 and 8 at night.
That's-
Now, is that as truthful as
That's
you're going
as truthful as I can get
Isn't it wonderful?
to where I can recollect, ma'am.
Isn't he wonderful?
He's good.
He's not in that receiving mode. Somehow,
Well, I'm trying. Let me put
Well-
my receiving mode. I apologize. I don't mean to be condescending. I'm
maybe it's
trying.
your tick.
Oh, God. I wish it was.
Oh, listen,
I don't remember the exact date. I
Listen
took-
to me.
Yes, ma'am.
you're not getting him to pay for your whole car's repair. Forget it. You have a certain responsibility. And your responsibility is that when you bring a car to a mechanic to be fixed, and if the mechanic does not deliver your car back to you within a reasonable period of time, you don't stand there and tell a judge, I felt threatened by going to pick it up. That's
ma'am.
baloney. Baloney. You get a police officer if you feel threatened, and you say, I'm going to pick up my car, but the guy's a little bit of a lunatic, so I want somebody to come with me, and you go get your car 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. The truth is, you didn't need the car.
I had another car.
You didn't need the car.
I did want to sell it.
You didn't need the car. So it was sitting there, and when he got around to it, he would take care of it. So you have a certain responsibility that you leave your car for either 5 months or 8 months at his shop. It's laying out there on a lot someplace. You don't think people are going to sit in the car, throw cigarette butts on the car, make a mess of it?
It was locked in his gate, he told me.
I understand that it's inside gated property. There are people who work there, aren't there?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
Of course. When she brought the car to you, were there burns all over and with the inside, the interior of the car all shredded?
It was damaged. Yes, ma'am.
It's not what I asked
It
you.
was shredded and it was burnt.
Where?
Right on top of the visor, where on the left side, driver's side, there was a fire from the light, it burnt that,
Right.
and then the back